Yo, what up, friends? So today I wanted to come to you and talk to you about a strategy that I have started running courtesy of my friend Bike, or Bike Spokes ARPG. You'll actually have probably seen him around either on my Twitch stream, or I've talked about him here before, or you've maybe watched this latest video from him about this strategy. I was like, special effects with the little noise coming out of my mouth, and there'll be like a little pop-up with a thing, and it'll show you the video. But anyways, I was talking to Bike recently, and Bike was like, "Hey man, have you been mapping? Do you have a cool mapping strategy? What's been your strat?" And I was like, "Bro, I do blight." He was like, "Cool, what else do you do?" I was like, "Blight." And he was like, "Cool, but what else?" I was like, "I do beast, blight." And he's like, "No, but seriously, like, I've got something fun, I've got something interesting, and you should give it a shot." So he talks about the video and what he does and how he does it, and he kind of gives me like the basic rundown, and we overall start talking about a more min-maxy way to do it, things to add to the build, different takes on the build and stuff like that. So we came up with a really cool idea, and I've been pretty much playing it and testing it. The problem I have with it though is I don't have a mapping character, or a good mapping character. I have things that like do Sanctum or die. So I'm looking to you guys to ask for really cool suggestions for mapping characters so that I can make more videos like this in the future about different cool mapping builds, because I don't know what I want to play this league. So if you can, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're mapping with, or what you're deciding to map with, or what you have been kind of like favored with mapping, or like what your go-to mapping character thing or blow up is. And for that one guy watching that's going to say strength stacking Venom Gyre original sin replica Alberon's boots with the 200 divine flesh and flame, yeah, no, no, that's expensive. I know, then you're gonna yell at me. I know, it's fine. But anyways, let's talk about what we're doing, how it runs, how it functions, and what's going on. So today we're gonna be doing an Atlas farming strategy, pretty much revolving around Harbinger. Dead giveaway, I know. We're gonna be using the mysterious Harbinger sextant, so all of our map bosses are covered with Harbingers. We're going to be getting some free essences on the map, because essences, why not, as these were like to see a sextant. We're going to be getting a bunch of free gilded scarabs. Scarabs are really nice, and we're going to be pretty much farming an additional set of conqueror maps while we're doing this. Now note really quick that this sextant says that map bosses have 200% more life and deal a bajillion more damage, so this makes our map a little bit difficult. When we run our map, we're going to be doing a full set of Conqueror maps. We're going to be using the Harbinger Scarab. We're going to be using a bunch of sack fragments for extra quantity on the map. And then we're going to come down and we're going to click Harbinger on our map device. We're going to make sure that Maven is watching it. And overall, we're going to go into the map. Now, coming into these maps, there's a couple of things that I want to mention. One, the maps themselves are overall a little rippy. Two, we want to search for all the Harbingers. So you want to make sure that you really like look around the map and you grab the Harbingers, as, they're a big part of the strategy that we're doing. Now, something to note, because we're using the essence sextant, sometimes our essences aren't able to be upgraded or corrupted. You should have some corruption essences on you. I actually forgot to grab some, so I wasn't able to upgrade that essence. Now, overall, I want to find a really strong mapping character. This tornado shot character you're watching right now is really good for Sanctum, but pretty much dies if anything sneezes on it. So I really recommend having a solid mapper to come in to do the strategy with, and not your Sanctum farmer overall. Now, the strategy itself I find to be a lot of fun. Something to note about Harbingers, I feel that Harbingers are some of the biggest lottery mobs in the game, as the fact that they can drop fracturing shards and mirror shards is really unique and really interesting. On our maps, we'll have about 8 Harbingers. Maybe 3 of them will be big Harbingers. They'll be Harbingers with our boss. Our boss will drop Harbinger currency. And overall, you just, like I said, you really just kind of want to like go through the map, look for the Harbingers, kill the Harbingers, loot all their currency, and then, make your way over to the boss. Now, I know a lot of you guys want to see the Atlas tree. A lot of you guys want to see, what's going on, and let's talk about all that and profits. But I really just kind of wanted to show you guys really quick what a map looks like, what you should expect going into a map, and just kind of like the ups and downs to it. Overall, I like Harbinger a lot. I think it's a really fun mechanic. I don't think it's one of the most profitable mechanics, but I like Harbinger as a mechanic myself a lot. The big downside to Harbinger, not that it's not profitable is just sometimes it just takes a minute to spawn the mobs. And if you're a real big map zoomy kind of guy and you just want to like blitz through your maps and you just kind of like want to go, killing these pack of mobs and then waiting for the Harbinger to summon more mobs might not be the best play for you. But I do want to put it out there that is something that you should note. And sometimes, like you see right here, just waiting to shoot the mobs and waiting. If your character's overall a little squishy, it could get you killed. Overall, that's been one of the biggest complaints or biggest downsides that people have had with the overall Harbinger strategy is just waiting for the mobs to spawn. The upside to me dying there, though, is I totally missed the room at the beginning of this map, and there was a Harbinger. Now, when we get to the boss or get back to the boss now, I'll show you the boss. I'll explain what's going on, why we have Maven. And Maven's actually a huge, important part of this strategy for two reasons. One, because we're going to be doing invitation farming and we're doing conqueror maps. And two, because of the new destructive play keystone, which we'll see a little bit later on, you get a lot more bosses on your map that have a lot more opportunity to drop unique maps and other things that pretty much just increase your overall profits. Now I'm going to open another portal there because with my luck, I'll end up dying again. That, my friends, is the utmost last thing that I am looking forward to. I don't want to run back. I will say, though, if you guys are thinking about suggesting one of your mapping strategies or mapping ideas or characters, the damage this thing has, I will say, well, I highly recommend. I would love something that didn't die, but also that does a lot of damage. So I definitely look forward to hearing what you guys have to suggest. Checking this back room, making sure there's nothing in it. Sweet. All right. Ooh, let's get this ring. We'll take a look at that ring later. Let's go kill the boss. Now, when we get down into the boss room, there's a couple things that I want to note. Maven is going to summon additional bosses between 1 and 4 or 1 and 3. Maven will only summon the additional bosses when she says up the stake. So if you are like me and your character deals a metric ton of damage, you have to slow down just a little bit until Maven gives you the all go ahead. So we're going to activate the fight. Maven's going to say, don't leave me alone. And then there you go. Time to up the stakes. And as soon as she says that, you can see she summoned a bunch of extra bosses. And we're pretty much good to go to kill all the extra, or get killed by all the extra bosses. Now it's a little awkward because you have to like wait for Maven to summon all the extra bosses. And you're just kind of like, you know, dirtling around a little bit. But the upside to all the extra bosses, you see right now, they all dropped Harbinger currency because of the compass that we took. And you see right away, we got a bunch of maps. There's our Conqueror map. There's a Shaper map. There's a Shaper map that dupe. There's an Elder map. That is exciting. Now, on top of that, we get to go fight Drox. Now, because we're doing a Guardian set or Guardian invitation set, we get to fight all the Conquerors. And the Conquerors upside is they can drop Conqueror's Exalted Orbs. So we can get Hunters, Veritania, Drox, Baron. We can get all of their orbs, and all of their orbs are a pretty penny. So that's another thing that we get to like really Drox, I'm trying to record a video. I don't need you killing me while ghosted, please, sir. Sir, please, thank you. I told you, man, this character dies to like the wind. It's terrible and it's great. I love it. I'm having such a good time with it. You can see it's got some pretty cool gear on it. If you want to know about dying into the wind and what's going on, leave a comment down below and I'll talk about what the heck this character is doing and why it just drops dead with its 1900 health. But anyways, that map overall in itself was pretty cool. We got some gloves, which we're kind of like on the fence about. We got a ring, which we're kind of on the fence about. Doesn't really do anything. And we got a bunch of essences. We got some scarabs. We got our Conqueror map and just a bunch of extra maps and extra good stuff. Now, every one of our maps looks like that. And to show you and really kind of like, you know, drive a nail in, this is pretty much what my currency and what my returns have looked like. Now, I did a 16 map or 15 map set. I'm still nowhere near done with the maps. And as you can see, I've gotten a lot of really good stuff, but we'll talk about that in a second. I just kind of wanted to tease you a little bit with that. The strategy itself looks like this, though. This is our Atlas tree. You saw 2 seconds ago, we have a ton of maps of all different types. We have a ton of essences, and overall, we've just got really good stuff going on. Now, I'm going to say some jargon here, and I'm going to say Harbinger.node. And what I mean by that is we want to take every node on the Atlas tree for our Harbinger, previous videos, you guys didn't understand what I said when I meant blight.node. So we're going to talk about harbinger.node. And when I mean that is just, we take them all. We click it. It says harbinger. We click it. That's the name of the game and what we're doing. We want to take all of the harbinger nodes. We want to take all the map duplication nodes. Somehow I forgot to unspec this legion node. For whatever reason, I took that legion node, ignore it. And we just kind of want to pair it up with a few things. Since our one sextant says to us we get additional gilded scarabs and we have an additional tormented spirit, we want to make sure that we have tormented spirits, and we take seance. Seance is going to give us 5 rare monsters on our map, are guaranteed, or up to 5 are possessed and touched. Because we're touching a bunch of mobs, we want to also add in the chance for the bosses to be touched. Do not take this if your character is struggling with the bosses and the extra health, because a really ghosted boss is like a real big pain in the butt, and that butt cheek will squish you, and it will be a bad time. Very bad. We're going to take all the Harbinger nodes like I've mentioned. We're going to have the ability to have the King Daddy Harbinger. We have 8 Harbingers on our map. About 2 to 3 of them every single map are the King Harbinger. If you get really lucky, all 8 will. I've yet to have all 8 be the King Harbinger, but you get about 2 to 3, sometimes 4 a map that are the big Harbinger. These guys drop more currency, more loot. These guys are really great. We're going to add in a free extra Harbinger down here. And overall, this node is going to give us just more cooldown recovery rate, so the Harbingers spawn a lot of mobs really quick. We're also going to take essence.node, and we're going to take every essence node, because why not add in essences? Unfortunately, as I mentioned, half of our essences, or a good portion of our essences because of this, will be corrupted and we will not be able to upgrade them. But if you remember, unlike me, to bring the remnants of corruption with you, the uncorrupted essences, we can corrupt and upgrade and get some really cool stuff. I think, though, this strategy is probably a slightly better if we just nix Harbinger and just put some essences, because I'm a big sucker for essences, and then we add some Cassia on the map, and then before you know it, we just blight it again, bro, because that's what we do. Anyways, back on track. So we take all the essence nodes, all the Harbinger nodes, the tormented spirit nodes, and then the real cream and the topping, the icing, map duplication nodes. We take the map duplication nodes because we pair them with the Conqueror nodes for more Conqueror maps, the Elder Shaper nodes for more Elder Shaper maps, and the synthesized nodes for more synthesized maps. This will drop you your Cortexes, this will drop you your rewritten, your augmented, and your distant memory maps. The Shaper and Elder node will give you all of your like Chimeras, Purifiers, all the Shaper Elder Guardians, and this one will get you more Conqueror maps. You see a lot of maps doing this, a absolute ton of maps doing this. Now you'll see too, I've taken extra map crafting options. I'm kind of hoping to hit some monster treasures along the way. If I get them, yay, I'm happy. If not, it's okay. We're also taking some connected map drop chance nodes and map tier up chances, as this will give us higher tier chances, or more tier of chances to get Elder Shaper and Guardian and synthesized maps. Wow, that's a big mouthful to say. That's a lot of words really fast. We take all the quant wheels and all the rarity. Now note something really important. Quant and rarity on your map do not affect the Harbingers at all, but it'll affect everything else, as we're trying to also farm maps, and why not take it? It's pretty good. This node here, ignore this. Don't worry about that. That was an accident. That shouldn't be there. I should have taken that out forever ago. That was from an MFing strategy, and that should actually, like, we're gonna, gonna go over here. But yeah, Atlas tree, pretty straightforward. Sextons I had mentioned earlier. Harbinger on the boss. You know, we want all of the stuff, and because all of our map bosses drop currency shards, that ties in with destructive play. I said we were doing Maven, and we're going to be getting 1 to 3 additional bosses. These additional bosses also can drop and will drop Harbinger currency alongside that sextant. These bosses will also drop boss map. These mobs will also drop. I love YouTube, man. Oh, I love doing this. Get to share all this with you. Anyways, these map bosses will also drop map bosses, right? These map bosses will drop your Conqueror maps, your Sirius maps, your Shaper maps, your Elder maps, stuff like that. So we get to do that as well. Now, something really cool and something to note, when we do the Conqueror maps, we're also doing Maven progression towards a 10-way invitation. So we do a 10-way invitation. We get to do the Elder, or the Sirius, the Sirius Conquerors. Cymix, I know you're going to watch this and be like, you should have rehearsed more. I swear, I'm just having a good time. It's an accident. Don't yell at me. Travic is a good guy. Wouldn't this YouTube channel wouldn't be anywhere near as successful if it wasn't for him. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. He yells at me when I do bad things like forget to upload videos every day. But hi, Dad. Look, I'm having a good time. Hi, friends. Anyways, looking overall at everything that we've done, I bought 60 maps, which turns out to be about 15 sets of Conqueror maps to run. I keep wanting to say Sirius maps, but Conqueror maps to run. So 60 maps. I paid about 12 divines for the 60 maps. The other compasses are not very expensive at all. The Harbinger compass is about 4 awakened sextants. It's about 20C a compass. This one is about 5C. The Guardian Conqueror one, this one's a little bit expensive. This one's about 125C. And the first 3 possessed mobs about 30C. Now, something to note with all of these compasses, they pay for themselves. The only one that's not really kind of paying for himself is the Mysterious Harbinger one, but we get a lot of Harbinger currency, so sometimes this kind of pays for itself, sometimes it doesn't. The Remnant or the extra Essence one pays for itself. This one's 5C. This puts 2 essences on our map. As long as you remember to upgrade the essence, this compass is essentially free, and you get a bunch of really cool essences, and essences, as we've seen in other videos, are a ton of profit. The additional Conqueror map, each Conqueror map is about 30 to 35C, depending on which layout you get. If you really want to be adamant, you could sell Crimson Temples and Carcasses for a premium. We had mentioned that this was about 130. If we sell each map at 35C each, we get about a 10C profit, and we get to sustain our maps. Now note, the maps that can drop from the sextant can be duplicated, so if you do manage to get one and dupe it, you'll get a ton of extra maps. And then lastly, we get a bunch of Gilded Scarabs. As you see in my tab right now, I have gotten a metric ton of Gilded Scarabs, and I have even more from the last map, and essentially Gilded Scarabs in themselves get to be pretty pricey. Now, if we looked at just Gilded Reliquary, these are about 8-9C each. If we buy a sextant, and the sextant itself is 30C, and we get 4 uses, and we get 3 scarabs a map, we get 12 scarabs over 4 maps, and we hit some pricey ones. This essentially pays for itself as well. Now, if we do a bunch of scarab farming and we get a bunch of scarabs, we essentially can just like sell our scarabs at a premium and do kind of things at bulk prices. Now, because we're doing the invitations and we're doing the 10-way invitation, we're going to get a lot of Maven's Writs. Maven's Writs are really pricey. They're about 1.3 divines each. You can see overall, I have 5 Maven's Writs. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've done 10. I've done 10 sets because I had 15. I have 5 left. I've done 10 sets. Out of the 10 sets, I've gotten 5 Maven's Writs. It takes about 2 sets to a Maven's Writ, so you can do the math on that. I have managed to sustain the Elder Slayer invitations. I started with 3 to be on the safe side. I have yet to buy an invitation since. These invitations overall themselves are pretty pricey. These are about 0.6 divines a piece, or about 125C each. I bought 3 to have start, and I have yet to need to buy another one again. These little drop chance invitation nodes are great because the final map boss, which all of the final map bosses, because of all the map bosses from Destructive Play, these nodes have a chance of dropping Elder Slayer invitations on all of the bosses that spawn on the map, which makes it really kind of cool. But yeah, just looking at our map, like, we've run 10 sets of maps, 4 to a map, so we've run about 40 of the 60 maps, not including the ones that are in our inventory. So I mean, a little less than 40, like 37. We've gotten a ton of scarabs. We've gotten way more maps than I can even begin to count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 46 extra maps. I want to note star asterisks because my character is made of glass. I have lost 2 maps altogether, so we had plus 2 maps. We also have all of these extra maps. What? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 Shaper Elder maps. It's kind of nuts, man. It's kind of nuts. We've gotten 2 Cortexes, Augmented Distant Memory, Rewritten Distant Memory. We have a Pharaoh's Fur item here. We have a like an entire full Cortex card here. Like, synthesized map card here, synthesized map card here. The strategy itself is just paying for itself. You know, it's it's not the most profit per hour, but it's just naturally really good. We've gotten a ton of red maps that we can resell. We've gotten a ton of essences that we could sell, a ton of random bubblegum currency, just a whole extra ton of chaos. I've been using the chaos from here to pay for the crafting device, and you could just see the chaos is maintaining itself. I don't have to worry about chaos. I've gotten a ton of exalts, and by a ton I mean 5. I've gotten a ton of ancient orbs, annulment orbs. It's good, man. It's good. Surprisingly, it's fun, and it's going a lot better than I thought. You can see all the extra, we've done 10 sets, like I said. You can see we have all these extra fragments from running the invitations have been pretty good. Oh my god, I forgot this map, and I forgot this map, and I forgot this map, and I forgot this map because I didn't empty my, oh my god, we have so many extra maps. It's good, it's strong, it's fast, it's easy. The only downside is Harbingers take a hot minute to spawn. I would say if you were going to do this strategy and you don't want to do the Harbinger side of it, and you just remove the Harbinger and you do everything else exactly the same, it's good. You're just blitzing map bosses too is good in itself. But yeah, overall the strategy is pretty cool. You can get awakened gems. Ignore these, I was testing those for other things. But yeah, overall it's pretty good. I like it. I think it's fun. I'm really grateful Bike shared this with me and showed it to me. I really think you guys should also go say hi to Bike and give him a follow and subscribe. And if you like this video and you like this content and you want to see more farming strategies or more cool things, or you think I'm just a spaz, let me know in the comments down below. I really appreciate it. But yeah, the strategy itself was a lot of fun. It was really good. I like it. I'm going to go finish the rest of the maps. I'm going to get this video out to you guys, and then we're going to go move on to the next project. I don't know what the next project's going to be. If you have any cool ideas, let me know down below. I appreciate it. Maybe more Sanctum, maybe BPL. Oh my god, BPL is coming up. Maybe BPL, maybe. We'll see. But for now, friends, have a wonderful evening. Thanks for hanging out. And if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share button and all that fun jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next one.